Hello and welcome to the All Night Gamers Podcast, episode 137. Hi, hello, hi. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us for a late double edition of the show. Sorry about last week. Scheduling was bad, and then my electricity decided to not show up to the party. So um, that was just kind
Yeah,
of
we
a
had we
full
had
on
it, and then
clusterfuck.
we didn't.
Yeah, it was a mess. So apologies, but we're back. It's gonna be a long ass show, so strap in. We've got a lot to go over, and I like how much of our news replaced like, oh, this is releasing to this is dog water, or like, this might happen. Oh, that's happening. They teased this. Oh no, that's just announced now. So there's a lot of that, but it'll be fun. All right. So before we get started, Tears of the Kingdom is leaked. So this is your warning to be very safe on the internet. Probably a good idea to not go on 4chan. I could probably say that any day of the week, but
Yeah, not
there's two
necessarily
reasons
involved with
now.
Zelda.
There's two reasons now instead of just the normal one of your own health and well-being. Um, so yeah, that has happened. I'm sure you've probably seen it if you've been following. Everybody's been talking about it, but be careful on the internet. We are just over a week away from launch. Super
10
exciting.
days.
Yep, 10 days. I've got a tracker up in my office that I've
Nice.
been keeping up to date.
Yeah.
So it's like in the front of my mind every day.
So, this is news from the future. At some point this year, we will be covering the lawsuit that will happen for Tears of the Kingdom's leakers.
Oh yeah, dude. Uncle Nintendo is freaking gonna hound on whoever did that. They're going to jail. Did Discord ever give up the information about that guy that leaked that other thing?
We were not told that.
Yeah, we weren't told, but I believe so.
Okay. Yeah, I figured they weren't gonna talk about it if they did, but uh,
Because they want people to believe in using Discord.
yeah. Ugh. All right, so with that out of the way, Star Wars Jedi Survivor is out, and it is a little unfortunate to say the least. Did either of you guys get that?
I've put a lot of time into it, and I'm having a great time.
Well, good. I can't wait to hear about it. But the user reviews are not great. The worst
On
of it is
Steam.
on yeah. Well, actually, all of them are not great. Because I looked it up when I first saw it, and just seeing like what the problems were. And if you go on Metacritic, I'll do it right now. Let's see what the updated things are. Um, so on PS5, the Metascore is an 86, but the user score is a 4.7.
Yeah.
Um,
I can't agree with that.
if you go to the PC one, the Metascore is 78 with a user score of 2. That was like 1.2 when I looked at it the first time, so it's improving, but it is overwhelmingly negative because of the poor performance. Basically, everything I've heard about it has been like this game would be a 9 out of 10 at least if it wasn't for how bad it was running, especially from the PC reviews. Like, it seems like people really enjoy the content of the game, but the performance issues are like to the point on
So,
Okay.
PC where they say it feels like it's just unfinished. Like they just should have spent another
I
6 months
know the
polishing it.
I know the PC version's really botched, and even Respawn responded on that one. Um, I don't think the PS5 one is that bad. There are some slowdowns. There are problems because I felt some. I somehow broke the map at one point.
Oh,
Yeah, I grabbed. So you have like a hook shot in this, and I grabbed something that was you're supposed to grab, but it's moving. Because of the where how I grabbed it, sent me flying, and I got stuck out of bounds.
Amazing.
incredible.
Yeah, I just went back to the previous save, but it was fine. Um, so there are definitely problems, but I don't know. It's
The game is good. If you take out the
yeah,
performance problems, the game's really good. Is what I'm. So
yeah.
it seems like you have that same kind of thing. Um. So yeah,
Yeah,
But
that's
I
like
yeah, I've seen the problems on PC, and I also think some of that is what we options for devs,
yeah.
and they're definitely yeah. Something about Survivor. I don't remember.
Yeah. Oh well. Also, the game was like basically a full download, even if you bought the physical copy, which is so stupid.
Which yeah, it's not surprising in this day and age because so many do it. But like, oh, it was. I was talking about the Series S problems. I know that one's suffering a lot
Yeah, but the Series
because
S
it's
is
the
like
worst.
double bad because the Series S has been experiencing performance problems on like games that don't have performance problems.
Yeah,
So I'm sure that's an abysmal experience.
yeah. From what I understand, the best version right now is the PS5 one, which isn't surprising, I guess.
I mean, there's been several games that have come out since the PS5 where like the console version is okay and the PC version is horrible when it comes to like
Yeah,
performance. So
yeah. I know a
yeah.
lot of PC players are upset, and part of it also is one other thing. All the games that were coming to PC, and the reason they were running well is because we were on 9-year-old hardware for the consoles.
That's also
And now
true.
we're on new console hardware, so devs are building on that, and PC players are behind again, like most of them are, because they have old console specs. Like
And
it's gonna be a mess on PC for a while.
yeah, yeah. So what I was thinking was that okay, like devil's advocate. That's what I was thinking of. So maybe like the PC players, like a lot of the PC base is playing on not like old hardware or anything, but like last gen style hardware, and I don't really know where
yeah,
that line is. Because
especially for PC.
yeah, like what I would normally go by like the graphics card or whatever, and like I think the 2080 was the thing in like 2020. Is that right?
I think
They
so.
When did
they've been
the
moving so fast, so I'm not
when
sure.
did the 2080 Ti launch? Oh, the 2080 came out in like 2018,
Uh, 3080 maybe.
September-ish 2018. So, man, I've time is an illusion. Uh, so I was thinking like, yeah, what if the PCs are worse? But I saw a lot of reviews by people that were like, "That's BS. I'm running a 4090 Ti and a i9 and a blah 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 this and that, like a almost like a casual flex, and it still having performance problems. So seems like it was kind of across the board. I don't really know but also what bothers me is like PS4 and PS5 are x86. Like I get that it's harder to develop for a platform when that platform can be a pretty wide range of hardware assortments, but there's only two graphics card companies, so it can't be that like the generations I guess would be the thing to worry about. But if you're making a game that runs on PS5, you're not going to be able to go that far back in hardware availability. I mean, I but then again, maybe you could because PCs have settings where you can turn down the frame rate to 5 and the resolution to 7 and probably get something. I don't know. I always like end up just spiraling and getting really confused trying to think about like PC to
So
console
they
power.
just released a patch on 3 hours ago or 8 hours ago, and apparently it's running better on PC now.
Good.
Which just kind of feels like it wasn't quite ready.
Oh, no duh, dude.
Are any games ready except
It's EA.
Nintendo's? And even
It's EA. I remember there's a Donkey video specifically where the original had like the same sort of issues. Um, Yeah, no, like I saw something about uh how the director, I think, was given the option to not to have it released now, and he said, "No, no, well, 6 weeks is good." So, because obviously the rest of the year is stacked.
Hmm. And also a new version of Cal's lightsaber has been announced for Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland and Disney World, as well as Shop Disney. So, if you really like the game that much,
Go buy it in 3 days
yeah.
or
You could
one
have
day
3
after the Christmas
lightsabers
releases.
now of Cal's.
Um,
The first one they released when it came out, the second one that they released for the Survivor collector's edition, and now this one. And you know someone's gonna own all of them.
I need to get Tuttle in here with you guys. He just got his lightsaber in that he ordered like literally 7 months ago, I think. Um, and it is crazy. It's like a like super custom professional, like actually design like for people that want a real lightsaber, like basically as close to a real lightsaber as you can get without using
Yeah,
like
yeah,
glass and lasers. And it is nuts. Like I'm not really the biggest Star Wars guy. I think it's good, and like I enjoy it in general, but I don't like know that much about it. I don't watch it obsessively or anything. Um, so lightsabers are kind of like a cool little thing. Like that's why at Disney World I'm okay with the stupid plastic one that's like way cheaper because I don't really care. Um, but even I was like that. It's just cool for the tech, if nothing else. It's super cool. I'll have to get him in here and have him show you guys because you guys would for sure get a kick out of it. It can
yeah. I
even
think
pretend like you're dueling. Like if it gets hit on the blade, it will act like there's another lightsaber on it and like glow a different color and make the noise and like you can tilt it up and down and stuff. It's so cool. It's got a ton of stuff.
I think I've seen stuff like that at the parks. Not like Disney ones, but like the unofficial third party ones.
Um, but yeah. So last week this is the thing from last week. We're gonna cover the Indie World presentation that Nintendo had a
Happened.
couple weeks ago. So it's a little bit old news now, but I think we'll still go through some highlights. Blasphemous 2 is coming out in late summer this year. Shadows Over Loathing, which I didn't realize was a game, and it's super awesome that it is. It's a. I'm not sure if it's a sequel or just a. I mean, I assume it's a sequel of uh, West of Loathing, that like goofy stick character RPG. It's basically just like more of the same, so that's cool. Um, let's see, Rift of the Necro Dancer. So a freaking Guitar Hero style game, but cross with Crypt of the Necro Dancer. Which is super cool. I am actually pretty tempted for that. That's going to come out sometime this year. And oh yeah, Shadows Over Loathing is out now. If you're curious, um, that looks super sick. So I might just get that because I don't know what the feeling of like buying a Guitar Hero game in 2023 would be like, but I want to know.
Do they have the music? I guess, but
Um, well, so it's a still an RPG or like a action game of some kind, adventure game, and like the Guitar Hero stuff is like how you battle.
interesting.
So it's yeah. Um, so it's not like it's not like a rip off of Guitar Hero, but you basically play Guitar Hero to get through the game. So it looked really good. Um, Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, which is a inspired game and inspired by Jet Set Radio Future, so indie game kind of in that style. Um, Cult of the Lamb and the DLC for that game. Um, Animal Well by Shared Memory. It wasn't a whole lot of stuff, but um, there were like several pretty good looking games on there, and that's the first indie world I've seen in a while where I was like, I might actually get a game or two. It looked really good. Tough crowd.
Good point. I just didn't watch it. I haven't had time to watch it. So didn't Cyberpunk just go like wasn't that an Xbox exclusive initially?
That's a good question. Trying to see.
Or is it just there's two
No,
games
no, it's
that both have similar origins releasing around the same time?
this is a new game. It's not. It wasn't from. It's on. It's coming to PC and Nintendo Switch.
Huh. Interesting.
Okay. So on to a bunch of stuff about the Mario movie. Argentine
Yeah.
television channel broadcast Super Mario Bros. Movie a week after its premiere. Now I don't think that's a good reason to go live in Argentina, but
It's the
that's
only reason.
that's not. Now there is a reason. Um, I wonder how they. I guess maybe like maybe it didn't do
They
well
don't
in
have the
Argentina.
same. No, it will. They don't have the same licensing laws we do. So like, Nintendo can't take the companies to court there.
Oh, big brain! Just make the law. Okay, yeah. Just have a different government.
Yeah.
I should have thought of that. Miyamoto clarified that we're definitely gonna make more Nintendo movies. Um, in a interview, which I think we originally had as a rumor for last week, or maybe it was a tidbit. I can't remember. I knew that was on there. So that's
Mhm.
exciting. Zelda movie win. Although,
Soon.
honestly, I think a Metroid movie would probably be the coolest movie I can think of a Nintendo
Both would have
IP.
both would have to be done by not Illumination.
No, they'll be done with New Illumination. Nintendo's pretty happy with that partnership.
The problem is Illumination isn't known for stuff like that.
Yeah, like sci-fi horror. I don't think
Let's
Nintendo
just
would make a
start.
movie about Metroid, but that would be. I
If
can see it in my head, dude. That'd be so cool.
they do a thing about Metroid, it should be kind of like, should be more like an anime thing.
Okay,
Like
yeah,
they work with
yeah,
someone in Japan.
yeah. I
That way
think
they
it
can,
would be done better.
they could, yeah, they could also get away more with her being silent a little more in a
Oh yeah, true.
anime
Uh,
versus a movie where people would expect a character to talk.
yeah, kind of. Just have the people that did Samurai Jack do it. That could be interesting.
Yeah. Um, Miyamoto says the script for the movie is different in Japan. That's right. I know.
Yeah.
I mean, for one thing, the names of the characters are different.
Hmm. They've also got they still have the same music though.
Um,
Um, which is weird.
I'm surprised they didn't switch it back to the original stuff. Like the ones for All the songs that were supposed to be in place instead of 80s
Yeah.
music.
Yeah.
But no, they said actually.
No, Japan will love the 80s music as well.
um. Speaking of Japan, Nintendo Japan finally formally renamed the four-man from Working Crew to Spike. Now, do you guys
Do you
know?
know his
Do you
original
guys know?
name?
Okay, we all know. I think we all know. So for those of you that don't know the name of Spike in Japan, the former name of Spike, Blackie. I can't be any more serious. Blackie, Blackie was his name, and I wonder why they changed it. I wonder why. I wonder why maybe they changed that. And also, I love that it took until 2023 for Nintendo Japan to be like, maybe we should, maybe. That is
It's because they had no
crazy.
reason to, though. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah, true.
Nobody. All right, but they maybe didn't. I don't even know if they referenced him in Brawl. 'Cause that would have been,
They haven't referenced him in anything except the Mario movie, and they're like, "Fine, we'll go with the American name, I guess."
Yeah. I don't know.
Drag it.
I wonder if a lot of people really know that. Like, they probably wouldn't care anyway in Japan because Japanese people are super racist. Like, and unlike in America, like it's just kind of okay. Everyone's just like everyone that knows is like, yeah, that's just how it is. So, but I don't say I condone that. I think it's a great name change. I think that I really want to know who came up with that name. Like who was in the board meeting that was like, I got it.
Well,
Listen to
because
this.
they weren't they all color names though?
I'm not sure, but I'd like to think that it's not an easy reason. Like just some guy was like, I got it. Um, a bunch of concept art leaked. I remember this message from you because it was gigantic.
Yeah, Toadette was supposed to be in the movie, and so was Toadsworth
but it was a movie.
on a poster.
You don't sound upset about that at all.
Nah, but the concept art does confirm that the blue toad in the movie was originally at one point Toadsworth. That's kind of disappointing. They should have left Toadsworth.
But that's also what we said should have been the case when we
Yeah,
did our
but we were
movies.
right. So yeah, we were right. We're always right. You should listen to the AMG podcast.
Alex knows we're always right. We don't miss. 15
You
minus 5
never
is
miss.
12, and we're right.
Exactly.
We're right about it.
I love the Luigi's Mansion concept art though.
Yeah, I like a lot of that art. It's really good stuff.
That and the level one where it shows the design stuff for the running across the wrecking crew area.
Yeah.
And we can see all the references they put into to
Yeah, dude, his
Mario's
room
room.
is so packed. I love like literally the color of the buttons of the N64 controller are placed around the room. Like that is so tiny.
Mhm.
Also, why NES and N64? Why is Super Nintendo so very like we got Star Fox and that's it. Like come on, man. Why'd you go N64? That wasn't even thought about.
Yeah, they could have gone even crazier. Just all the controllers.
Yeah,
No,
put the
they
Wii in
said
there. I don't give a fuck.
N64.
Yeah, the Spy Hunter reference is really interesting. I would have never caught that.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here I would not have caught. Like the lightning bolt on the helmet being the lightning bolt from Mario Kart. That's like, are you sure? Are you sure it's not a lightning bolt?
Makes sense. But also, like, I don't even think that was like visible in the movie.
Now, this concept art's great, but it's hard to find now because the original source got deleted.
We got him.
We've got them, yeah.
That's dub. Um,
That's what matters. Is we're the winner, kid.
the Mario movie crossed $1 billion over the weekend.
$1 billion.
The
Let's
Mar
go.
billion.
Yeah.
Wow. Jewel asked me this yesterday, and I didn't really know, but I've been thinking about it. She asked, "Did you think that was gonna happen?" And I've been
Did I
trying to,
think it would cross $1 billion?
yeah, like when,
I think it was possible, but I don't know if I believed it was gonna happen.
yeah, what I said, I was like, I'm not really surprised, but I wasn't betting on it. Like it's just like I could see it go either way. Kind of
Yeah,
like it's
exactly.
50-50.
With it being in an Illumination movie, it was like um I've seen some people that were like, yeah, it was only gonna do like 500,000. I was like, it's Mario.
Yeah, so like that, like that's a little small. The physical release of the movie was delayed to July 1st, and the digital release was delayed indefinitely on Amazon.
Because they
It
said
made $1 billion.
Yeah, they're like, oh shit,
Mhm.
maybe we should slow down. Beat this horse a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send y'all an image I saw when it made. Because no, hold on. It will break if I try to send.
Images. Oh no.
Good God. But yeah. All right. So our favorite man, Gary Bowser.
We love Gary
I
because he's
love
an
Gary.
idiot.
He really,
I
I
think
mean, he gives us something to talk about. And
Exactly.
what more
How
as podcasters can we ask for?
then for something to talk about.
Someone to be stupid, so we can
Yeah.
go.
We're not that dumb.
So Gary Bowser's released from jail. Our savior's set free. He will pay. I'm gonna read this verbatim because that sounds hilarious. Will pay Nintendo 25 to 30% of income, quote, for the rest of his life. So, like how you pay taxes? Imagine doing that a second time and just giving it to Nintendo.
I already do that.
He pays child support to
Wait,
Nintendo.
what? No, Karen, why'd you say that? Oh no, maybe we.
How much-
Oh no, I
think
think
of-
we already do that.
Yeah, exactly. Think about how much money we give Nintendo. Like, do we not already do that?
I'm gonna have a heart
He's-
attack.
Well, no, because we only do it every once in a while, not every paycheck.
That's okay. That's fair.
Yeah, every other
Um,
paycheck.
Exactly. We're not paying child support. We're just close.
So more
He
like
is
12
paying
to
child.
15% of our income.
Yeah.
And
I've
the other
actually
12 to 15 go to other games.
for people I've been like, Nintendo is in the wrong here. It's like, do you guys know what he was doing? Like, yeah, is it a ridiculous amount to be paying after spending years in prison? Sure. But you can't sell malware and have the company be the bad guy. Like, I don't agree with that.
Yeah, I think it's a little harsh, but he did do it, and also he did just choose to not pay. He could have
I-
done. He remember it wasn't like $50 a month. or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
He could have just
It was
done
only
that.
50.
He could have just done that.
He was paying 1 game a month, and he went, no.
And now he's like I guess you kind of asked for it.
Look, we'll cover a story again of Gary Bowser is back in jail for skipping out on his child support payments to Nintendo.
Gotta pay his baby mama. Who's your baby mama? Nintendo. Um, from Digital Foundry, it's been over 6 years since I had to reinstall Windows to get Forza 3 to download, and the Windows Store client is still abysmal. I freaking agree. I downloaded Forza Horizon 4 on my PC several years ago. I remember doing it, and it worked. I get downloaded, took forever because it's a big ass game. Boot up the first time, fine, ran fine. And then, like, literally starting the next time I wanted to play it, like a couple days later, it wouldn't open in the Windows Store, like in the Windows game client. Like I was trying to, like it wouldn't launch, and then it was just saying like I need to re-download it. I didn't delete it and try to like I didn't do that on purpose. I just tried to play it, and it was like you got to re-download it. I'm like, bro, that's like 150 gigs. I'm not made of money.
There you are.
I don't have Google Fiber.
Facts. Don't have Google
I
Fiber.
have Xfinity, which is like Google Fiber except more expensive, and you have a data cap.
Pain.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It'd be like Google Fiber, but worse.
yeah. So Digital Foundry's based on this. I freaking hate it. It's the main reason I would rather play Forza on my Xbox. That's how Microsoft is going to get people to buy Xboxes. It's all coming full circle. They buy a PC
Brilliant.
and all the software's garbage, so they're like, I should have just bought an Xbox, and then they buy an Xbox. Huge
Excellent.
brain. This is Sega level mentality here.
And we all know what happened to Sega. They're so wildly successful today.
The console is releasing today. Right now.
Right now.
Realtors around, or sales workers around the world, yelled out in horror.
The
What a
FTC
dumb-
subpoenaed Nintendo on their 10-year Call of Duty deal with Microsoft. And also strap in because we've got a whole bunch of shit about Microsoft. But yeah,
we
let's
just
start
wanted
with
to
that
bully
one.
them this week.
Yeah, we're really gonna lay it on. But let's start with this. So yeah, they asked Nintendo what the 411 was on their deal to see what they thought about it. Although this is kind of irrelevant now for stuff that we'll get to in a moment.
I mean, it's slightly relevant still. They're still gonna get the subpoena
True.
because they've already requested it, but
I'm. Is that going to be? I guess that's not really public information, unless the
some
FTC
of it will
decides to
come
release
out, but it will be redacted.
Yeah.
It's like how we know Microsoft's making a game that's gonna take a decade because it says we'll take a redacted, and it's like, there's only so many words that would fit. I guess it could take a century, which we all know is facts for Microsoft.
Okay, so onto the big pile. The CMA appears to have blocked the Microsoft and Activision merger for at least a decade.
Good.
Ruh-roh.
Good. Microsoft thought they had this in the bag.
Yeah. I'm not shocked. And also,
Not
since
slightly
they
surprised.
blocked it, that basically means that they just can't do it, right? Or does that mean they just can't operate in the UK?
So if Microsoft went through with it, then they cannot operate in the UK.
Okay.
But also, if they went through every country would file a investigation against Microsoft.
True.
So like they couldn't sell in the UK, but then they would every country would start investigating an investigation into Microsoft for going through. So this completely blocks them as long as it's blocked. Because can't believe Microsoft would be dumb enough to be like, oh yeah, the
gonna keep going.
Xbox division wants this, so we're gonna pull out of our second biggest market and then get in trouble with every other country.
Genius.
And there are Xbox fans who think they'll do this. No.
Wait.
No
There's Xbox fans?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Rare species
Microsoft
spotted.
has-
Yeah.
Microsoft
I've
has
seen
too many
so
contracts
many
with-
so recently. They're so pissed.
I've seen maybe like 5 Xbox fans my whole time that I've been
I was on
into the now.
Gaming Leaks and Rumors, and the comment section had to get locked.
Oh yeah, because they never have anything to talk about on the main chat, so they have to go to the ones where they can make up stuff
Yeah.
because there's no actual
But
news.
they're mad. And it's like, sucks to suck. Maybe your company should make games.
Hey, they're
Maybe
making
they should
stuff. You can
allow-
pre-order the Sunset Velvet Super Awesome flavor, whatever name of
Are you
the
gonna
new
say
Xbox.
controller?
Yeah, it's called Sunset something. It's like vaporwave style, bright greens and
That's-
pinks and blues.
I gotta be honest. That's my favorite. Sony and Nintendo, they're always promoting a new game. Microsoft, we have a new flavor of controller. You can lick it.
Tastes like sherbet. Dan made it in the Xbox generator thing that you could literally do yourself.
the flavor lab.
Basically.
The flavor. So Microsoft says that 10 years is so long that Sony could just make their own Call of Duty competitor instead.
This was back in March that they said that line. So we think that's hilarious. Microsoft can make their own Call of Duty competitor.
Yeah, but Sony can do this. So can you.
Yeah.
What is
You've
this?
just been blocked for 10 years. Go ahead.
But they don't want to do that.
No, they just want to buy. And they do nothing with what they buy. So that they can buy more stuff. We're still third.
The Financial Times claimed it was supposed to pass. We talked about that as a rumor.
Yeah.
So
Claimed that the CMA was supposed to pass. The CMA.
Wrong. According to
Yeah.
Bobby Kotick, head of FTC, Lena Khan met with CMA head a week and a half ago before the verdict. So maybe the FTC was like, "Don't."
He's trying to use that as a point to for them to get it appealed. I don't really think it will affect anything because their big problem with it is they're like, Microsoft's gonna dominate the cloud space. They own like 80% of it, and they
Yeah.
want to just. People are like, why don't you look at it in 10 years? Because it will be a problem by then, and they could head it off now.
Yeah, like why would you allow it to start when it's probably sus? And 10 years
Very
is time to do a lot of damage. And when that 10 years is over, now you have to fix all that damage. When you could just
If you can, because
if you can.
like, yeah, once it's through, it's way harder than.
Yeah, like it's gonna be really crazy.
You know, what are you supposed to do? Unmerge?
The Activision Blizzard CEO says that the blocked merger was a flawed ruling in every respect. Yeah, okay. This sounds like
Dude, I love how they're just trying to bully the UK.
you know when a controversial call is made in football and the coach on the team that it went against is like screaming at the ref a bunch of
That's what
BS.
this
yeah,
is.
This
they
is
say
what
that.
this sounds like.
It is what it is. They're not used to being told no, and they've been told no.
Yeah. Furious Microsoft boss says confidence in UK is, quote, severely shaken. Oh.
Again, same idea.
Yeah, their confidence in the UK to do what?
To buy their merch.
Oh, money launder? Like,
Like, what is the problem here?
yeah, like, oh man, we can't break the laws in the UK like we thought we could. These guys aren't cool. They won't even let me smoke weed.
They won't let me buy out their stuff.
They won't let me drink underage.
Look, we couldn't buy them out, so we're going to complain about it.
So this next thing is from a spokesperson from Activision. Quote, the CMA's report contradicts the ambitions of the UK to become an attractive country to build technology businesses. We will work aggressively with Microsoft to reverse this on appeal. The report's conclusions are a disservice to UK citizens who face increasingly dire economic prospects. We will reassess our growth plans for the UK. Global innovators, large and small, will take note that despite all its rhetoric, the UK is clearly closed for business. So this is just
Okay.
this sounds like Trump. When like something goes against him and he was like, "Ah, you know, they're dog water. They don't do anything. They have a terrible economy. They don't even want to do business with us. Like they're definitely going to be failing." They just
I told you, they're just throwing temper tantrums,
yeah,
and it's the funniest thing to see a giant corporation do.
a disservice to
What?
UK citizens who face
Oh,
increasingly dire economic prospects. Like, come on, man.
They can't
That's
buy
okay.
game.
yeah.
Okay,
The
you want a
the people are
more
being screwed over. Okay, they have no idea what's going on.
you want a more recent comparison? All the stuff going down with DeSantis and Disney, because that, like, especially like this is going, against like the UK people. They're not getting what we want to give them. That's the argument that DeSantis is giving as to why Disney should bend to his will.
Yeah, because this is how politics works. This is what happens every time. The person that loses puts out something that is like, this is wrong, with just absolutely no basis. Just like that's wrong. You're wrong. Um, let's see. A spokesperson for the UK Prime Minister says that Microsoft comments on the country's tech business viability was, quote, wrong, and it will engage Microsoft on the ABK issue. So we're just going to have a brawl. Microsoft and the UK are going at it. Microsoft's cloud streaming agreements meant that it still got to keep all the in-game purchases.
So if people bought DLC or like microtransactions, Microsoft got all that money from anything on Game Pass.
Oh. Microsoft tried to acquire an unnamed mobile games publisher. Interesting.
That came out in the one of the document things. We don't know which one.
Microsoft gaming revenue drops 4% year on year, while Xbox hardware revenue declined 30%. That's huge.
Because there's no like.
Well, I've got a reason for that. I just saw this one. So last year they promised within the next 12 months, okay, we would get Forza, Redfall, and Starfield. Do you know which one of those three actually came out within the next 12 months from their Xbox showcase?
None of them.
Redfall.
I was gonna say, I
Redfall
think
came out at the 11th month. The other two did not. Microsoft are liars. But we've known that.
Microsoft is a baby waby who goes goo goo gaga, wah wah. This has been the All Night Gamers podcast. I would be a
Summary.
great reporter. You know how much I would love to say that in front of a camera standing outside of Microsoft headquarters with a mic.
Microsoft is a little
Reporters are
baby
saying
baby.
Microsoft is going goo goo gaga. I'm a baby wavy. It's like that. Oh, what's that movie with Oh my God, Jim Carrey, the one where he like becomes God, but he's like a reporter, like he meets God and stuff. Bruce Almighty, that's what it is. That scene, that reporter scene where he takes control of him and just makes him say stuff. Oh, that's good. All right, on to Collector's Corner, the weekly segment where we go around talking about the games we've been playing and the mistakes we've been making. Um, let's see. Alex, you start off this week.
Yeah. I've played RE4, Breath of the Wild. Uh, we'll get to the big one in a sec. I got invited over to East at 1 a.m. and I went and played Mario Kart and Switch Sports.
Did you mop the floor in
And
Mario Kart?
obviously, and it was only a single Joy-Con. It was the most awkward thing. I was like, okay.
Disrespectfully.
They're like, how long have you been playing this? 2014. 'I've been playing
9 years.
this. Yeah. And then one of the girls was like, I've been playing since I was born. I was like, you were born in 2014?
Got him.
I mean, yeah. They also played a lot of Just Dance. And they were like, join us. And I'm like, no.
Oh, come on.
Um,
You just didn't want to disrespect him too much. You already whipped him in Mario Kart. You're like, no, I don't need to bust
yeah,
out the fire.
exactly. You know, because I definitely didn't get destroyed in Switch Sports because I don't like. Switch Sports is so awkward when my mind goes like Wii Sports, and it's not at all. Um, then I've played a lot of Jedi, like probably too much of Jedi. I've put like probably 15 hours in the game, and it only released on Friday,
Damn, son.
and I've worked every one of those days.
Committed.
Yeah.
How is it?
Great. I'm having a wonderful time. There's the boss fights are amazing. All the like combat's been upped, which feels great and fluid. Cal's movement got a lot of upgrades as you go through the story. Like you have everything you had at the end of the first game. It's just like here's more. So all of his movement you already had gets expanded upon. So he's really it's just incredible like how much you can move comparatively to the
Interesting.
previous one. I'm just so glad it wasn't just like, oh no, he forgot everything, start over. No, they're like, no, he did that journey. Here's journey 2.
Fresh stuff. That's good to hear. Well, I'm glad to hear something positive about the game. It's been so negative online.
It's very true.
Yeah. Um. I can't go into more without spoiling. I'm just having a great time with it though. I've got all the upgrades to like explore though, so I'm gonna do that for a bit
Nice.
instead of the story like I've been doing. I just don't like exploring in games and then being gated off a lot because it's like, oh, you need this, and I'm like, I'll be back. No, I'd rather have all the things and then do all the exploration at once. Um, I think that's it though.
All right.
You know, it's just been work, and I get
Hey.
my Zelda Switch.
Oh yeah. You excited for that?
Yeah,
The OLED is sick.
Yeah. I guess the other thing is I've been invited out by that group a lot at or a few times out at 1 a.m., which is interesting, but it's because that's when we work.
Yeah.
It's fine. They're like, Alex, you're exhausted, but do you want to go? Yes.
Sure.
Sure.
That's how I am at work events, because it's always like after a day of work and like, you want to go? Yeah. I'll have a beer.
Exactly.
No, but
They asked
okay.
one of them asked me my age the other day, and I was like, "Oh, I'm 25," and they're like, "No, you don't look that old." And I'm like, "Let's go."
Oh wow. I was gonna. I was like. I guess you looked older.
No, I apparently don't look my age, which is what I want to hear. I don't.
All right, Cameron.
So I've had busy 2 weeks. Uh, I beat Metroid Prime Remastered.
Oh wow. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, it's because it's like since I was recording for channel, I was like, I'm gonna look like an absolute idiot if I try to like come back to this. I have to beat this in like a reasonable span of time. Um, so I beat it. It's funny, right? Like when we had when we were supposed to do the podcast last week, I was like to the second boss maybe, and then I was like, oh, the game's over, for this week. So it's like that works. Um, I also beat uh Super Mario Advance 3 on GBA.
Nice.
I think that was like right after, or that might have been like while we were trying to wait for you for the podcast, actually. Um, because we were like, oh yeah, maybe if we time it right, we'll still be able to do it. No.
No. Thanks, utility
um,
company.
yeah, I'm gonna be.
That's weird.
It's because I have 3 days off. Um, I
Thanks.
played Persona 5 Strikers. I beat the third boss. Alex would know.
Strikers?
Yeah, the ice queen.
Yeah, she's third.
Yeah. So did that. I played some more of Minish Cap. Um, I'm bad at Zelda.
Hmm.
I'm so bad at Zelda.
You're telling
Minish
to
Cap was infuriating to me, honestly. Like, it's a really good Zelda game, but the freaking air temple, the wind temple, can literally go die in a hole. I hate that temple.
Great. um, and then obviously Splatoon 3. Okay.
and Tetris happened.
Oh yeah, Tetris also happened last weekend. So that or I also did that. I've not even started rendering that. Oops. I just have the footage. Um but yeah, it's been a very solid 2 weeks. Um went went to the parks. Um I I tried to play DuckTales because I still haven't been able to do France. It was closed again. So I'm just like, can I just like turn the server on and play, please? Like, it's the only one I need.
Oh. Cameron and I also met up earlier this week. There were a bunch of wrecks right outside of my apartment. So I needed him to drive, lead me on a path around the wreck so I could get on work on time.
Oh, I thought it was just gonna be like, yo, bro, come over here. There's like a 5-car pileup. Could look at this.
I mean, I was like, hey, I'm.
Just
I
walk back.
left an hour and 20 before work. I need to know how to get to work. They blocked my roads. He's like, do this. I was like, will you
That
come
makes a lot
meet
more
me
sense.
halfway?
That makes a lot more sense.
No, yeah, I did some like of what I could get. Yeah, I'm pointing obviously.
Oh, that's funny. I wouldn't put it past you if you did that. One time, Jewel told me about a apartment that was on fire. I was at Aaron's place, and he was like, "You want to go look at it right
We
now?"
should go.
And I was like, "Yes." And we just got my car, yeah, and went down. We didn't even get to see anything. It was out by the time we
you
got
got
there. Yeah.
But worth the shot to go see if it
We
was.
got to see a lot of flashing lights, so it was yeah. All right.
Certainly
Anything else?
something. I don't think so. No, it's just keep him busy because everything is otherwise is work.
I feel that.
Which I don't know. Like I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. I'm just sort of trying to maintain being busy so they don't have a reason to fire me.
I mean, that's kind of what work is, right?
Yeah, don't give them a reason to fire you.
Um. All right. Well, so I've had a very busy 2 weeks.
Your
So
power went out.
my power went out.
Lost the car, the house, the dog.
I'm recording this from a box downtown. That's all I got. So I went to a USFL game in Birmingham.
Cool.
We lost,
Sad.
and so you guys will be the best people to understand this as Auburn fans. Um, there's a couple things about Auburn fans. One, we never think we're gonna win, and two, we go for the team that is the underdog. If it's a sport that we don't know about, we go for the underdog. So, the
Exactly.
USFL, the Stallions, the Birmingham team is like my Alabama. I had to deal with Auburn athletics all year, and then the USFL came around last year, and I got the Stallions, and we won the championship, and it was a great season. One loss, uh, and I was like, man, I gotta go see a game for sure. And this is like my good team. I have a team that is super kick ass and really fun to watch, and it's like a different thing. So really enjoyed it. And we started this year 2-0, super good. So go to the game last weekend. We played the other 2-0 team in the South Division, the New Orleans team, and we lost. And I didn't say anything before the game but in my head I was like, I know we're gonna lose because I went to this game. It was like just burning through me the whole time, and we lost. And afterwards, I told my buddies that I went with, I was like, look, I didn't say anything, but I knew we were gonna lose because I showed up.
Jinx.
So that was
No Auburn fan.
It was so deflating, dude. We
Yeah,
started the
Jinx.
game with a touchdown on the kickoff return, so I thought we had it like in the bag, and I
Damn.
just watched us slowly fall apart. But other than
The
that,
Auburn experience.
yeah, really. I mean, really, it really was.
Very sad.
It really was.
We're up 3 to
You know
Georgia.
how hard it was all game to not be like, this is like I'm watching Auburn athletics. Actually, there was a dude in the row behind us that was either very extroverted naturally or probably a little drunk. I didn't see him drinking anything the whole time, so
So maybe a little bit of
but
both.
maybe. But he's just like most of the crowds, just like screaming at stuff, and we started joking because we were screaming some things too, and just like a little bit of banter back and forth. And my buddy's from Ohio State, so they talked about that for a second. And they found out I'm an Auburn fan. The guy behind me is a Bama fan. And at one point in the fourth quarter, when we got sacked, I was like, man, come on, O-line, you're playing like Auburn out there. And the guy behind me went, what'd you say? And I was like, look, I'm an Auburn fan, but facts are facts. Uh, but yeah, it was fun. I got a hat so I can
Nice.
wear my team shamefully, just like I do with
The
Auburn
Auburn
stuff.
experience.
Yeah. And I also have a record tracker on my board at work for the Stallions, and I had to change it from 2-0 to 2-1. That was painful. But that was
Like
fun.
someone came to work and he's like, why is Auburn always losing? And I'm like, I don't know, man.
Because they're actually bad.
If you're cheering for Auburn, you should expect this.
Yeah. So that was fun. Went out a couple times, did a lot of stuff. And also I got a lot of game time in. Oh yeah, I told you guys in the chat about this last week because I couldn't hold it in, but I sold my Animal Crossing Switch. She's gone.
Rip.
But it was for a good cause, and I am not really that upset. I thought I was gonna miss that Switch when it was gone, but really I don't care. I'm kind of glad it doesn't really affect me. Which is kind of stupid to say, but whatever. The guy that I sold it to is a friend of a old coworker that I still hang out with. Like we were coworkers when we first started, and then he went to Northrop. And this is one of his friends at Northrop, and he's been coming out with us, and he's a cool guy. And we talked about video games a couple times, and he had a Switch, and went to his buddy's house in Tennessee one weekend and hung out there and brought a Switch so everybody could play, and then he forgot it. He left it there, and texted his buddy, was just like, "Oh, I'll hold on to it for you for the next time you come up." And then when he was about to come up the next time, his friend said that he got robbed and it was stolen, but that was total BS. He sent the friend sent a photo to try to make it convincing, and it was like just the TV taken off of the mount, laid down on the floor. Like nothing was broken, nothing was out of order anywhere except for the Switch being missing. Like the media center wasn't jostled. Like you would have to jostle it a little bit to try to quickly unplug the Switch and the dock and stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing was out of place, but the TV was just like screen up on the floor. That was it. So the story now is that one of his friends just copped it and sold it or something.
Damn.
So he needed a new Switch for a while, and I was like, you know what? I'll sell you this one for 200, and that's a little undergoing rate for like eBay and stuff, especially considering that I put it back in the box like it came from the factory because I'm nuts and I keep everything. He was shocked. He was like, "You kept the plastic wrapping for this crap?" And I was like, "You bet I did."
It's like, what am I supposed to do? Throw it away?
Here you go. It's like new for 200.
Yeah. So I think it was to a good cause. Man got a Switch stolen, needed a new one. Hook him up. I don't need it anyway.
That's so annoying. At least, like, remove everything.
At least break something. Like buy a pot and just slam it on the ground. Like break something.
Like
knock something over. Jostle shit. Open the door. Do something.
I
Come
lost
on,
your
man.
Switch.
Yeah.
Like should he, for whatever reason, go and visit that friend? The friend's gonna. But look, if you're stupid enough that your robbery is placing the TV face down on the ground,
No, it was face up.
It was face up
on the ground.
Yeah, he didn't even want to break
difference.
his TV.
Like same different. Worse. But like if you're stupid enough that your TV is just on the ground, that's your robbery. Guess what? The TV is more expensive than the Switch.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, like you've got a 4K TV in here. Do you think people are gonna steal your Switch? Or like
the Switch is the
else on
only
your
thing
media center?
missing.
Yeah, they're not gonna take the rest of your media center, bruh.
This
I
guy's
was robbed,
actually
but they
stupid
only
enough.
stole your
They
Switch.
only stole your Switch. They stole none of my stuff. I'm so convincing, aren't I?
So yeah, she's off to a new home now. I forgot that I had pre-ordered the Pixel remasters of Final Fantasy from PlayAsia, and it's on the way now. So
It's
I
like,
guess
yo.
I guess I'm getting that.
I guess I'm getting that.
Yeah, because PlayAsia's like, you bought it, you keep it.
Yeah. So that'll be in, I think, like within the next week. I've played. So I beat Breath of the Wild on Master Mode.
Good.
My cutoff was last Friday for playing, so last Thursday I just went ahead and knocked it out, got all the memories, did all the side stuff I wanted to do, and beat Ganon and put it down. Put it back in the case on the shelf, and then had a weird moment where I stared at it, just thinking about how I'm not gonna pay much attention to this game probably for 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
Like it could be a little
The game
sooner, but like
first.
it's gonna be a long time. I could just like knowing that's my last moment with the game for a hot while. It's kind of weird. So
And you'll have the Bayonetta experience where the only way you're going to be able to play it is if you take off time to unadjust from the new features.
yeah, really. Um, and I played a lot more Advance Wars remake.
Good.
That
Oh,
is,
so you bought it.
yeah, I used one of my vouchers on it.
Oh yeah.
I guess it's only, yeah, I haven't been able to really talk about it because we didn't record last week. But yeah, I pre-ordered that with a voucher, and downloaded that. It is obviously super polished because it's had so much time in the oven. It runs great. The art style looks fantastic. There's a speed up button. Thank you, Lord, for the speed up button. So you can just hold ZR now and play through all the battle cutscenes super quickly and like speed up your
Nice.
enemies' play and stuff. It's a nice feature, but you don't have to use it. Like you can if you want to watch it or whatever. It's cool. I'm getting really far into it. I really am enjoying the gameplay. It's starting to get like pretty complex. Like the number of different units you have to manage and remembering what they all do, and like
Just use the rich kid on everybody.
um but like I'm just now to the point where you get sea units like submarines and battleships and stuff. So now like having to manage a game where you have like land-based equipment and sea equipment and like helicopters and bombers and stuff, like, and make sure you're, it's like just a lot of stuff. Like it takes a long time to play through a level, not really because it's hard, but because you just have to kind of stop and think for a second and like do a lot of math.
That's Fire Emblem,
It's
and
yeah,
that's
it's
why I
literally
love
just
it.
Fire Emblem. But
Yeah, Fire Emblem, but
actual
not with waifus.
modern military. So that's been really great. It's a super clean game. I think it's fantastic, and it's definitely worth the money. It's a great remake, from what I've experienced so far. And I mean, like the original games were already really good, so they didn't really change much of that. They're just made it more convenient and up the art style, and it looks really good.
I'm probably gonna get it after the move because that's where a lot of my
Here, I
focus
found it.
would
I
be going
found
right
the
now.
GIF.
Power of money. Hell yeah.
um, so that's been fun. I've played more Mario Kart. I finally got 3 stars on 150cc on the 2 new cups. I am so out of touch, and honestly, so kind of like I'm starting to get kind of over Mario Kart. Like I just like am not paying that much attention. It took me like 4 or 5 tries to get 3 stars on 150cc, and that's when I was like, damn, I'm rusty and uh like just not paying attention. And I got better. The second cup only took me 2 tries, and that was because on the first time I got cucked. Yoshi's Island was starting to get on my nerves a little bit. I really like that map overall. Um, I wish the bonus ramp you could unlock with the question cloud.
It was easier to hit.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah.
And also that one
I get they
seems
want it to be hard, but like, dang.
that one seems to give me similar RNG crap vibes to N64 Rainbow Road, which is why it was
The
frustrating me.
200's gonna murder you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not ready. But I did do that. I played more Mario 3 on GBA. I'm in World 7,
Yeah,
I think.
Cameron both.
6 and 7. One of those. Um, I've played. Let's see. I've been doing a lot of Binding of Isaac runs these past couple days.
Solid.
That's one of those games that I'm really good at just like picking up and playing for a day or two and then totally ignoring. But it's always fresh every time you come back because of the RNG. So playing that a little more. Um, I feel like there was one other thing I've been playing on my Switch recently. I can't remember what it was. Um, oh yeah, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Let's go.
I played through the rest of World 5. I was like halfway through it, so I played like 2 or 3 levels and the boss. Um, that was a bad game to drop halfway through, because Tropical Freeze by World 5 is not fucking around. That game is hard.
Are you playing Funky?
No, I almost did on the second level I was playing in World 5. It was like 5-5 or something. I died probably 20 times. I came this close to going funky mode, but you can't change it through a world. You have to start a new file, and I was like, no, I'm not a bitch yet. I can do this.
I have to start a new file. That's dumb.
Yeah, but also I finally started watching Super Beard Bros, which is the Let's Play channel of the completionist. And apparently he had left it when G4 started back up because he needed more time to do that. And then when G4 died, he came back a couple months ago, and he was like, "I'm back
Wait,
for good this time."
back to what?
Super Beard
Beer
Bros.
Bros.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And his
Yeah, he lost his job without at G4 without being told till the Twitter post.
From Wario.
yeah, um, so uh, he said he's back for good, and um, the initial game that he is playing with them now that he's back is DKC Tropical Freeze, and
Makes
that is
sense.
they are good Let's Players. That is some funny commentary. The stuff that they come up with is pretty hilarious.
Yeah, Super Beard Bros is fun, and Scary Game Squad that he also does is really fun.
Yeah,
Isn't that on the same channel?
No,
No.
Super Beard Bros is its own channel that Gerard runs, kind
And
of.
then
It's all under like that's
that
under
one
his
buddy or
brand
creator.
with his brother, yeah. But Jesse has Scary Game Squad, and it's Gerard, Jesse, Alex, and Davis.
I think Alex and the new guy, I can't remember his name. Alex and the new guy are kind of like the. Gerard said like so sometimes like he'll be a guest, sometimes it's just gonna be those two guys. Sometimes it'll be him and one of them. Like it's
Is
just gonna
it
be like
Brett that's on Super Beard Bros or no?
maybe I can't really remember his name. I've only watched like 3 or 4 episodes, and each episode is a level in Tropical
Yeah.
Freeze because they're so long, and he's trying to do completion stuff. Um, but yeah, I've been playing a lot of stuff. I've been
Yeah, you've
catching
been
up
all
on
over the
my
place.
catching up on my lacking from like
Alex
a
can't
month and a
play
half ago.
games. Cameron and Grant finally playing games.
Um,
Apparently, it's tied like that.
yeah. And just trying to. I think it's because like I want to really flush Breath of the Wild out of my head. Like
Before Tears of the Kingdom.
yeah, and not like in a way like where I forget the story and everything, but like in a way where like I'm not thinking like I just played a Zelda. Like I'm
Yeah.
trying to like cleanse my palate a little bit. Because I don't want to get like 5 hours into Tears of the Kingdom and be like, I'm done with Zelda.
I'm playing the same game.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially since it's not like you played, you know, a more standard Zelda. You played
The prequel
the
did.
game
So
that's getting a sequel.
yeah, yeah. Um,
No, the prequel's the one you and I haven't beaten. That's not actually a prequel.
poor performance, McGee. Um,
There isn't anything on it, and I don't have it here, so I can't check if performance is better.
Oh, and also, uh, we went to Target the other day, and in the dollar section, they have in the front, they had little
Mhm.
tiny 3 shelf black wood stands. Like the total stand was like probably this tall, like 8 inches tall, maybe a foot tall, somewhere around there. So I don't really know what you would put on them otherwise, but they're perfect for amiibo. Like
Hmm.
perfect. I can't tell you how perfect these are for $5. They can hold basically 9, like 3 per level. And I got 2 of them, and I put them on my big amiibo shelf downstairs where I had all the Zelda ones because you couldn't really see into the back because it was dark in there. And the light didn't shine that steep, so I put them on those things, and now you can see all of my Zelda amiibo way better. It's like a way better display. So now I have a Super Zelda section that's right under, or right in between the main amiibo shelf and the record player.
Nice.
That's good.
Yeah, and they also had that shelf
Um,
over there, which is like a little wire shelf with some 2 wood things on it. It's a little bigger, and it perfectly holds all of my Game Boys. So
Cool.
nice.
now you can see, instead of like just like big rows deep where you can't really see the back consoles very well, you can see everything much better now. The DS's display well enough. Um, so yeah, that was some really lucky finds. Um,
Yeah, I will say this. I'm very jealous about the display you can do. Since we have like those giant shelves at home, but it's like
They're built in.
they're built in. Only half of the shelf can be used since there's drawers under them. It's like great, but also I don't know. It's like they didn't finish what I would want from shelves like that.
yeah, for collections, it's really important to have adjustable shelves.
Mhm.
They're kind of adjustable.
Except I think they like took one of the shelves with them when they moved, or somebody did, because I don't understand why we're just missing a shelf.
They've got like peg things on them, but it's like super hard to move them
Oh, okay.
because the shelves are like heavy and the pegs don't want to come out. So it's like, why wouldn't I just leave it?
Um, all right. Week old Fast Fay.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, I was gonna
Fag
say.
channel was on 425. Fag channel. What? April 20th? 425. I don't get that. Okay.
Cooper's notes are great.
Yeah. Golden Week and Hero Fest pay quiz done on Twitter, but not through Twitter polls because those are exclusive to blue check marks now. Wow, thanks, Elon. Uh, Neverest, Mystic Lift, and Edelgard got weapon refines. New PvE game mode, Seer Snake, similar to Change Challenges. Hollow Forms, Brave Marth, Legendary Tiki, Plagian Chris, and Plagian Katrina are all there right now. Resplendent Silica is the current Resplendent till the 9th, and the Celestial Sunstop reset today. So that's another Forma Soul.
You heard it here last.
Yeah, you definitely heard it here.
Xenoblade 3 Future Redeemed is available now. That was a release thing from last week. Um, so heads up
Yep.
there. Pyra and Mithra amiibo were fully announced, coming as a double pack on July 21st. Both give their respective blade to sword wielding classes in Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It's a cool little note there. Also Mad Hornet.
Like Shulk.
Yep. Monolith Soft is increasing the salaries of its staff by 22%. Good on you,
Good for
Monolith Soft.
them. But like, damn, their output is extreme compared to like almost every other. Like they make the Xenoblade games in their free time. Their main stuff is being secondary devs on Nintendo games like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Good point.
And the fact that so it's really crazy that they've pumped out that many Xenoblade games and expansions between between their other stuff. They are crazy. This is Nintendo's best purchase.
Yep. Amiibo figures of Noah and Mio from Xenoblade Chronicles 3 are also confirmed to be happening at some point.
Kinda late, but cool that they'll have them. The base will be interesting since we don't have Xenoblade bases.
It's the first new base since like
Fire Emblem, I think.
maybe no, because um the Detective Pikachu maybe. It's been a hot minute since we had a new series for Amiibo
That weren't cards.
that weren't cards. Yeah,
Four
so
four new Sonic
exciting.
Lego sets have been confirmed for release this August, featuring Tails and Amy and more. Also, a Lego Donkey Kong set was announced that you can pre-order now for 60
And it works
bucks.
with Lego Mario. Let's go.
Of course it does. Legos realize they can make a lot of money off video game.
Well, I mean, they knew that. Like, that's why they got Sonic for Lego Dimensions. But having Mario, even as a like different figure, is still making them plenty of money. There's so many sets though.
True.
Like, I like just saw the bee suit for like $3, and I was like, they released the bee suit.
Atari announced the acquisition of more than 100 PC and console games from the 80s and 90s. I wonder what they're doing.
Yeah.
Being bad at their jobs.
They bought E.T. They're gonna re-release it.
Let's go.
Please no, I don't know if they actually bought E.T. It's just possible.
Please note that everything we say on the show may or may not be factual.
But we're always right.
It's mostly factual.
But we're always right.
We're always
Just
right.
remember that.
Disrespectfully. James Carter Cathcart, the voice actor of Professor Oak, retires due to cancer spreading to his throat. Rip. Very sad. I didn't know he had cancer. That's a shame.
Yeah, I only found out when I saw this news, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, that's.
It's just that iconic voice that even
Yeah.
without seeing Pokemon in years, I could know it immediately.
Close.
Square Enix AI Tech Preview. The Portopia serial murder case is now available on Steam for free. I looked it up last week, and everyone was kind of like, "This is not that good."
That's amazing. I want to, YouTubers are gonna have that all over. I want to,
Yeah.
I want to play, but 3 out of 10 on Steam, 406 reviews. Very negative.
Yeah.
I'm half tempted to like play it, but it would have to be like a live stream or something, so I could be like, okay, I'm fucking done with this shit.
Barely works. They say they removed the AI component due to the safety concerns, so this doesn't even have the tech that it was supposed to be a preview of in the first place.
This is great. This is just wonderful. It really is.
We could not have the AI do what we needed it to without breaking all the laws. So goodbye.
The FDA released a Animal Crossing themed anti-smoking campaign.
I still have not seen that.
I don't think any of us watched it, but we did hear about it.
Ah, you have heard of me.
Facts?
You know what I think of when I think of Animal Crossing? Not smoking
Smoking.
cigarettes.
Obviously.
Weed.
Weed. The Lord of the Rings Gollum dev says it's charging for the precious Elvish language DLC because it had to train voice actors in how to speak it.
Except for the fact that none of the actual voice actors are doing it and it's all background noise. That's not going to even have like translations.
So it won't be the main voice actors.
No.
Then why would I pay?
The
Like you've
real
got a good argument until you said that, because like I know games have sold like English dub patches, and that's fine. I get it. You made the game in Japan, it got more popular than you thought, so you're like, okay, we'll release this and sell it for as DLC. But like, it needs to at least be the main game
yeah,
if you're gonna do that.
I don't get that.
Yeah, I'm just like, what? Why are you charging for this?
Wizards
I don't
of the
understand.
Wizards of the Coast raids YouTuber's house to take back Magic the Gathering cards. Fascinating. Tell me
I
more.
saw that. I
That's
saw that.
fantastic. Wizards of the Coast raid YouTuber's house. Give them.
What the hell? Um. Oh, so he was opening a expansion set that is set to release on May 12th. Um, but somehow got his hands on an early released, unreleased version, and was gonna open it. They A YouTuber known as Dan Old School MTG Cannon claimed that he was shooting videos on Saturday morning when Pinkerton agents arrived at his private residence. Um, they came knocking on the door to recover the stolen product for Wizard of the Coast, which was the March of the Machine Aftermath stuff. Um, I don't really know if you could call this a raid, because it sounds like people knocked on his door and just asked for it.
FBI, open up.
You're opened up. Wait, we're coming in. Can we have it? Can we have this?
Can we have this? Give us our stolen property back, and we won't sue.
Essentially.
In his video, Cannon explains that the agents asked him to call Wizards of the Coast to clear up the incident. Quote, the gentleman there was very nice and very apologetic about making my wife cry first thing in the morning by sending the heavy-duty lawmen to coming to collect stuff and talk about stolen products and jail time. I don't know if they believe that anybody stole anything or if it was just an accident, but they wanted the product back so they could figure out where the hole was. He did apologize, and they know they took a lot of stuff that we had paid a lot of money for. They did say they would compensate us a little by sending us some other product. That's crazy. There's a new Zelda themed 1 terabyte micro SD card you can get now that actually looks a little cool. It's the first like Nintendo SD card I've seen in a while that was like, oh, that's cool looking.
That's good.
Also,
I still won't buy one because
oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna pay the Nintendo charge for an SD card.
but the SD cards look cool for something you'll see once.
That's true.
Also, the Tears of the Kingdom file size has now been reduced to 16 gigabytes from 18.2 gigs. So
Nintendo are the masters of we don't need these files.
Sega of America is
Good press.
unionizing.
Good for Sega.
Yay. NetEase files lawsuit against Blizzard Entertainment seeking $43.5 million in refunds.
So this is
But for
due to the
why?
China thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I don't remember exactly what it was. I just know
So,
it was
43.5 million US dollars for compensation for refunds for Chinese players affected by the server closures. Cool. Michael Barclay, i.e., the lead designer at Naughty Dog, says that Star Wars Battlefront 3 got canceled, quote, 2 yards from the finish line. Well, I mean, if they're going to make it like Battlefront 2, that's probably a good thing. But who knows? I don't know. Yuri Lowenthal, voice of Peter Parker, says all motion capture is done for Spider-Man 2. I'd hope so. Isn't that supposed to release in the fall? Where all the rumors are
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Yeah, y'all want to like finish the game?
I mean, they do motion capture for a while and then work on the other parts of the game all.
True. Welcoming Firewalk Studios to the PlayStation Studios family. Cool.
PlayStation buys whoever. Like that's the thing about the two big one, other big ones. Microsoft buys anybody working on something like already big. That's almost all their purchases. And outside of like Bungie, Sony's like, you're working on something that may interest us. We're just gonna buy you now, and we will help you out.
So their most recent game is called Probably Monsters.
Heard.
Oh no, that's a game company. Never mind. I'm trying to read like
Well,
what they've
probably
made.
Monsters is gonna get sued.
By Monster.
Yeah.
Games developed. Oh, they haven't made anything yet.
Yeah,
They're
so
supposedly
they
making a multiplayer game.
whatever they're working on interested Sony enough to be like, we're just gonna buy you.
Hmm. Concerned Ape shared very early concept artwork for Stardew Valley. I didn't realize there was more. I had seen some before, but I don't know. There's always seems to be more of that. Funko is releasing a video game.
It's made by the Lego devs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess it's not developing a video game. That's what I read it as first. The composer for Splatoon 3 and the Link's Awakening remake and several other games, Ryo Nagamatsu, is leaving Nintendo after 17 years.
That's so sad.
Yeah, he worked on a ton of games.
Yeah.
Um,
He's got a banger soundtrack
he
list,
worked on
though.
A Link Between Worlds, Mario Kart 8, Splatoon 2, and Splatoon 3, as well as the Link's Awakening remake. First credit was in Wii Music, and also he has two ghost trials in Mario Kart Wii. If you've attempted the expert staff ghost trials in Mario Kart Wii, you'll have likely faced off against Nagamatsu's Mii in Wario's Gold Mine and GameCube's Waluigi Stadium.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's interesting. Capcom says Ace Attorney is doing exceptionally well across the globe.
Good, good, good. Where's 7? It was leaked in the thing. Where's the next one, Capcom, please?
Why won't you answer my phone calls?
Exactly. Why won't you answer my phone calls about where is Ace Attorney 7? or at least port the second trilogy, please.
EA's new Star Wars sequel was made in record time.
Yeah, it took them 3 years to make this one, which we know a lot about game development. We talk about it all the time. For what everything they did in the game, and I know it's got some technical issues. It is crazy how quick they turned this one around and got it out.
And I probably could have used another 6 months. Nintendo will attend Gamescom 2023 later this year. It has been confirmed. So that's cool. They're going to something.
They still haven't talked about the other stuff though. Like short circuited.
And Vice is shutting down Waypoint and fired everyone there today. The last day of the website will be June 2nd.
I don't recognize Waypoint's site.
But it's been around forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do like reviews and articles and stuff.
Yeah.
They have a podcast. And
So
whatnot,
rip.
so. Yeah, that's kind of cold. Hey, you're fired. Gone.
Hey, enjoy not having a job anymore. Welcome to unemployment.
I posted one of the concept arts, by the way, for Stardew in the chat.
That doesn't look like concept art. That looks like a really
Very early.
alpha 0.0001.
Yeah, but that's what they called it, was concept art. But yes, it is more like I'm getting the things together rather than.
Also, reminder that the Zelda Splatfest is this Friday. GameStop has a special art card at select stores.
Let's go to GameStop, Cameron.
It's closed.
I'm in on Friday.
Right now. Show's over.
Right now. Bye, Grant. Good luck with the last.
Good luck with the podcast. It's closed. No. There, you have to vote in store, so it's only like select stores. I don't know how to find what store. I have 2 within 15 minutes of me. I'm not driving to both.
Yeah. Why are they always like companies do this all the time, like in select stores? What store? Which ones?
Like, okay,
Tell
look,
me.
when Best Buy has their like midnight releases, they tell you that shit. They're like, look it up on our website right here. I just want to know what store, bitches.
Is it worth my time? Is essentially
No.
the question. Like,
I mean,
knowing.
It's the same thing as like a Pokemon event where it's like, okay, here's the card. And okay, you hold on that one. I'm gonna take the whole stack and go sell them on eBay.
Okay. Old but still interesting tidbit for the week. I guess for these 2 weeks. So, I found this one fascinating. Apparently, Obama ran election campaign ads in a bunch of different video games in 2008.
I actually knew about these.
Burnout Paradise, Madden, Skate, and a bunch more. I did not know this. Seeing a screenshot of Burnout Paradise with a billboard of Obama's logo was weird.
Yeah, that's.
I have the same opinion that I always have. I don't like real world things in games like that.
Yeah, I don't want ads in games.
Yeah. Like fake ads that are funny, fine, but like to build the world, like GTA having fake ads, that's okay.
Yeah, but like just
I
straight
don't
up
want.
like literal advertisements.
Hi, I'm Jake from State Farm.
Yeah, exactly.
And welcome to NBA 2K23. onto the rumors. Nintendo put a new job listing up that mentions both next-gen and cross-gen development. So, even if this next console Nintendo makes isn't a Switch, it seems like all of this Nintendo Online stuff will be maintained, which is, I mean, a given. You'd think like there's no reason to set up a service like this and just abandon it for the next console.
Yeah, like because as much as I do hate that their old systems weren't like properly transferring to new systems, at least there was an argument. But now it's gonna be weird that it's NSO. I feel like they potentially could have named it something that would like allow it. Like if the
Could
next
have been Nintendo Online.
yeah.
Well, either they're gonna name their next thing a Switch something, or they make something else and just rebrand to Nintendo Online.
Those are
Sure.
the options. Like as long as we
Or they
don't
do the
lose
Nintendo thing and completely tear it down. And
Start
start
over.
Got it.
Eh.
That's it. We're done. We're restarting. You get Mario 1
Yeah, I was gonna say,
in
get
a
ready
year.
to play Mario 1
You
first.
get Mario 1 in a
Yo!
year. Have fun.
Please don't. Not again. Look, you've got a pretty.
We've gone through this 4 times now. I think 4 is enough.
Wii U,
Let's
3DS.
shoot for 5.
If they do, we'll meme on it. But like, don't.
New Nintendo Switch U. I forgot the super in there. New Funky Mode.
I.
New
Featuring
Super
Dante
Switch
from
Pro
Devil May
Deluxe
Cry.
featuring Mario 1 from the NES.
Exactly.
Scrunt.
Snickle Snuckle.
I rewatched that again the other day.
That's that joke.
So good.
So good.
Let's see what's up in September. Ah! Oh, dude, that's gonna live on forever.
I mean, we bring it up all the time, so yes.
To make our own version of that joke. Like, I don't know how we'd make it our own since we'd obviously be basing it. I feel like
We just,
it needs we need our own inside jokes.
I guess, but we just stick with Snickle Snuckle.
Yeah, Snickle Snuckle and Scrunt are just like such good. Just like it really embodies everything that's wrong. It really just bundles it up so nicely.
And it feels weird in your mouth. It's
Yeah,
like,
Scrunt.
what? Scrunt.
What is a
exactly.
Scrunt?
Snickle Snuckle.
Nut Clusters EX.
My favorite, but the actual real world one is that was the month they were like, and this month on Nintendo Switch Online, pinball for NES, NES pinball. What?
Clayboy Jr.
Exactly.
From Jeff Grubb, safe to say that the PlayStation Showcase will happen in May. Uh-huh. So
Probably.
you say. Safe to say, so you say. Do you say?
Okay.
Jeff Grubb.
I do say.
Are you safe to say? Sure about that? Are you sure about that? Yeah, we'll see what comes of that. Microsoft has an unknown sequel in development, which is expected to take a decade to release.
We've talked about this one before. It just got brought up again. But it doesn't say decade in the thing. It's just a leak from the, or it's just on a document. It says game in development will take a blank to make. So it could take a century.
It'll take long enough for Microsoft to becoming just like a living mega corpo conglomerate
They're already there.
slug. that owns the entire cloud. Cliff Blazinski, that's a name. Cliff Blazinski has recently discovered that Nexon owns the IP for Lawbreakers and asked the CEO of Nexon requesting a revival of the game. Who is this guy?
Don't know.
Oh yeah, I forgot I own that patent copyright. What is it like to own a copyright?
Ask Disney.
I mean, that I can answer that question just by looking at Disney. Like, I want to know what it personally feels like to own a copyright, not just like we own everything. If you even post a photo of a mouse online, we're going to come to your house. The next two Dead by Daylight chapters are Alien and Resident Evil 7 themed.
Supposedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. But the funny thing is, the guy who leaked this claims that the RE7 will be Mia and Ethan as the survivors, so Ethan would have to have a face because you can see the other survivor's face, and the villain would be Jack.
That would be pretty sick.
Jack is always cool, so yes, I'm like, dang.
Can I hit him with a car?
No, but he will take it from you and hit you with it. Suckers, that car doesn't have keys. I have them.
Man, I was
Yeah.
trying to repair the generator and I forgot about the Volvo flying at me. PlayStation Studios boss insisted that upcoming live service games will target, quote, diverse genres and scale. So, games. Is PlayStation going to get scrunt?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Redfall gameplay leaked? Oh no. Redfall? Don't tell me.
I don't even remember what this is. I know it's something
Redfall
Microsoft.
is a upcoming first-person shooter video game developed by Arcane Studios Austin and published by Bethesda Softworks.
For Microsoft.
It literally comes out tomorrow. So, the 2nd.
So Microsoft released another microtransaction game.
Great.
Sounds about right.
Next, we're gonna get ads.
Also, a leak of some apparent footage of the unreleased Game & Watch version of Tetris.
Yeah, it's like what you think it looks like, though.
Bad.
Cool. That
Yeah.
I cannot imagine trying. Like, I know Tetris does not need a lot of buttons, but I cannot imagine trying to do Tetris on Game and Watch.
You can play it on Game Boy, though. They made that movie about it.
I know, but like
Interesting.
shoulder buttons.
Redfall review from Noisy Pixel. Blood-suckingly painful. 4 out of 10.
Yeah, but that was also posted before it was supposed to go.
55 minutes ago.
Because I saw that like this morning.
Microsoft released a bad game. Is anybody shocked? Yes, because they actually released a game.
Gotcha.
Oh, before we round up the rumors though, I have seen supposedly content from Zelda. I don't know if I want to spoil it. It's not.
Don't. We will put a pipe bomb in your mouth.
I realize it's in the office. Go ahead. You think I care?
For legal reasons, that is a joke.
I hope not. I don't care.
Cameron, don't
for
say that!
legal reasons, it is a joke.
Cameron's like, no, this is not a joke. I'm serious.
For legal
I'm a
reasons,
domestic
it is a
terrorist.
joke.
This is not a joke.
I was the one saying pipe bomb.
Don't
Discord has
build
reported
pipe
us to the
bombs.
FBI.
Don't build pipe bombs. Don't put pipe bombs in people's mailboxes. That's not very nice.
Especially when those mailboxes are in the office.
Even if they look pipe bomb shaped, don't. I don't care what I don't care what it is. Don't do that. Disclaimer.
Don't check your mailbox.
Disclaimer. Don't check. We're going to jail.
I already
We're
don't.
going to jail. Why do I hear a knock at my door? I think someone's knocking. Oh God.
I had to take it.
This feels genuinely bad
You-
to say on something that we're posting on the internet, but God damn it.
For legal
stop
reasons,
laughing.
it is a joke. But I feel like there's people who have actually watched our episodes and just watch us mentally decline it.
Clip reported. Okay. So, finishing topic. If you could pick one genre as a showcase for the Switch, what would it be?
I'm going with JRPGs.
I think that's fair.
That's actually
They've
really
got one of the widest selections of like variables in the JRPG genre.
especially if you look at the like because like Octopath, right? That was a Switch exclusive initially. Like stuff like that where it's like it really does showcase like more uniqueness in the industry, which you don't get on PlayStation or Xbox.
I mean, you get a lot of JRPGs on PlayStation, but I think Nintendo has almost all of the ones they do, plus a bunch of exclusives that they make themselves.
Like, yeah, now indie devs are making like Pokemon and whatnot, but like, it's not. It's still not Pokemon. It runs better than Pokemon, but it's not Pokemon.
Let's hear y'all's answers, though.
Um,
I had already thought on that question like during the week, so that's why I was like, I got an answer.
I think probably platformer.
I could be down for that. Just the Nintendo, even though we haven't gotten as many Mario games, the ones we do have.
Yeah, and also like I was thinking about saying indie, because besides like PC, this is like where you should go for indie games.
mhm.
And a lot of indie games are platformers. Like there's a ton of really really good 2D pixel art style platformers on the Switch that are indie games. So like you've got all those, and then also like the Nintendo stuff, like the heavy hitters. So like just a ton of variety. You can get a lot of different stuff on here, and unlike the Wii U and 3DS, it was way more balanced. Like there's not so many platformers that's all there is. It's like it's just a hearty selection. It's not like inflated. But JRPGs is a really tough one to beat. I think that's a really good
Yeah,
answer.
I think that's the top answer. But I would also put up for contention couch co-op games. I don't feel like any other system really
Oh yeah, dude, local
cares
co-op.
about them.
Oh yeah, That's an
That
easy
is
one.
Nintendo's bread and butter.
Yeah, the Switch
Mario
is built to
Kart.
do that, dude. That's why that was like
Yeah,
the
that's why I
selling
said
point.
Every other
that's- yeah.
every other console's like, here's 4 controllers, and it's like, what do I need it for?
What? Yeah, exactly. But I mean, as much as I hate to put 1-2 Switch up there, 1-2 Switch, Mario Kart.
It just shouldn't have been sold by
Smash,
itself.
the
Which,
Jackbox games. It's like the most convenient way to play Jackbox games for sure.
yeah, because you don't have to. You just set up the Switch. It's
And then,
already, especially like in our places, like there's a dock already set up, guaranteed.
dude, I've got a dock at every screen in my house, bro.
Dude,
Except for the bedroom because that's unhealthy.
that would be very unhealthy.
That's unhealthy.
I I have 3 and I only have 2 screens.
Oh, dude, I gotta be honest. So when I was packing everything up for that Switch I sold, I couldn't find a spare set of power and HDMI cables, even though I should have one for every Switch I have.
Yeah.
Um, and I realized that I never took the ones out of the Splatoon 3 OLED box because I just didn't. I already had the cords in place. So I left them in the box, and eventually I was like, "Oh, I remember." And I went downstairs and opened the box, and there they were, still sealed. So I when I gave that to him, I told him I was like, "Everything in there's used except the power and HDMI cables were fresh out of the factory. I didn't even open them. I've got so
You're
many.
welcome.
I got so many I don't even need them."
Nice. Yeah, like once we move, we're gonna have all 3 of my docks and Chelsea's dock. So there's gonna be 4 docks and only 3 screens.
What do you mean? I'm moving in
You're also moving in, so
with a
that,
Switch and a dock
but I'm not gonna be
and a
playing in your room.
screen.
I'm not gonna be playing in your room. There's still gonna be an extra dock.
It's your
This is
problem.
That's okay. There's also an extra screen. This is- I've got this one and I've got one in my room. Why do I need another TV
You're just gonna have to put the other one up.
somewhere? Uh, but yeah, like uh,
Bathroom switch.
Dude, can we build a dock into the toilet tank? This is brilliant. Dude, my brain is storming right now. I can see it. I'm like Da Vinci. I know it's in there.
I can tell I'm still not awake because I'm just throwing out whatever comes first to my mind.
You could build a screen into the wall and then dock it in the toilet and just sit front ways. Like a child. What a dream. I really want to say adventure games,
yeah,
but
it's
that's kind of a hard sell. Like there are a lot of really good adventure games on the Switch, but like
Zelda,
the
and also its sequel.
the the line between adventure and action adventure is kind of blurry for me, and action adventure is definitely more of a strong suit for like the PS5 and the Series X. Not that the Switch doesn't have good
Nintendo
action
doesn't.
adventure. Yeah, like they're there, but like
Nintendo
the
definitely
sheer
competes
breadth
in that
of
market.
yeah, the wide variety of all the third party action adventure games on PS5 and Series X are just much bigger than what's on Switch.
especially PS5.
Yeah, so like it's just not really the Switch's strong suit. Not saying that it's bad, but it's just
It's
It's
not.
it's
It's not
number.
what I would
It's
use
not what
to
you say. It's
showcase
number.
it.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's not a showcase for it.
yeah. Man, I wish I liked JRPGs more.
That is a really strong contender. Um,
Speaking of JRPGs, we never covered this. They have removed the regular version of Persona 5 off the PlayStation Store, like Royal. Not the original
Royal.
The original
Persona,
one,
but
but not Royal. Okay.
not the original, but no, the with Royal they had 3 editions. The original, like a base, a deluxe, and an ultra edition. They have removed the base and deluxe, and it's only the ultra edition now.
Oh,
And they
okay.
knocked and that was for the PS4 version. So you
Interesting.
can buy the original game, and you can only buy the Ultra Deluxe now on the digital.
Okay.
Intriguing.
Hmm. Well,
Because I like the thing for me, right? Like if you start delving into um like the subcategories that would come or that would create couch co-op. Technically,
I mean, there's just I
uh
mean, like couch co-op. It,
encompasses a
It
lot.
is a genre, but it's weird to define it as like a genre like everything else because
it's
it's
not
it's
really.
in the same vein as single player and multiplayer games. And if you're counting that, then the Switch does shine in single player comparatively to the
Xbox.
and PlayStation kind of because they both tried to really sell multiplayer games because they know they can sell.
Yeah.
If they
Um,
sell it to you, then you'll sell it to your 3 friends.
obviously, kart racers would like
No, I mean, the others all have the same kart racers. It's just except one, and it's just the best kart racer.
it's the biggest one.
The only one you really
Like
should bother with.
Exactly, Mario Kart.
You don't need two Mario Karts in your life. We're going through two Mario Karts right now, and I can tell you, you don't need two Mario Karts in your life.
yeah, it's
Exactly.
like you need Mario Kart, and that's it.
Yeah.
Eh,
Oh, dude, Metroidvanias
Oh yeah,
for sure.
for sure.
I mean, it has one of my favorites. Dread is such a good game.
Oh yeah, really.
That's
I
nice
was
putting
thinking
it
about
for
that
Dread.
again recently. I think I was. I've
Exactly.
been watching the Completionists a lot. That's kind of how I fell into Super Beard Bros. I never really watched a lot of his New Game Plus stuff, so I was rewatching that, and then I happened to see Dread and watched it. I was like, damn, that game was really freaking good.
I don't want to replay it, but there's always that itch of like,
Well, you can watch me play it poorly. As trying to watch his face when I said poorly.
I just want to watch you do the final boss. That's what I want to watch you do because it's gonna be hilarious. Grant knows what I'm talking about.
Torture.
Not
Oh,
torture. It's like the
on
best boss fight Nintendo's ever done. It's just
But
to
I mean, it's
get
super rewarding. It is so awesome, but it's
uh,
bitch hard.
on the topic of Metroid bosses, because I forgot to mention this during Collector's Corner. Um, I actually found the Omega Pirate harder than Metroid Prime. At least like the first phase of Metroid Prime. The second phase was just annoying.
Interesting.
Karen wants to play Corruption or Echoes. He's like, I beat the first Metroid Prime game. Where's the other two?
Right, Nintendo, give them.
Where's 4?
Please God.
No, at this point they'll be like, we're releasing 2 and 3, and then we'll give you 4.
As the it has been 6 years.
Yeah, but they only restarted development halfway through that, so it's
I
been
know,
3.
I know, but it
6
is
since announced,
so
3 since
painful.
restart.
It is so painful.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's gonna wrap that show up here. Thank you so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed. First off, I wanna mention that be sure to tune in next week because we're gonna do one last look at Breath of the Wild before Tears of the Kingdom comes out. Little reminisce on it about what made it so good and stuff. So be sure to tune in for that. And make sure to also share us with a friend. We post every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, youtube.com/StormwindGames. Anywhere that you listen to podcasts, you can find us. Add us on Twitter at All Night Gamers with a K. What genre do you think is a showcase for the Switch? And also, what do you think about Microsoft? Let us know, especially the Microsoft one, because those are probably funny. And we will be back next week, per usual. Be sure to tune in. We'll see you there. Thanks so much. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.